whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. I said certified freak. 7 days a week. Wet ass P word. Make that pullout game weak. Yeah, you effin' with some wet ass P word. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass P word. Give me everything you've got for this wet ass P word. Beat it up, N word, catch a charge. Extra large and extra hard. Put this P word right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. Hop on top, I wanna ride. I do a kegel while it's inside. Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes. This P word is wet, come take a dive. And continue along these lines. And it gets significantly more vulgar. Like, a lot more vulgar. Whores in this house.
Oh, I don't want to play that twice. Hello! Oh my god. It looks like at 250 people, Odyssey hasn't shit the bed yet, so that's good. That's good news. That's good news for once. YouTube decided to take an entire week to even look at my counter notification and submit it forward. So, of course, from there, there's 10 more days for Ralph to submit a complaint to a court about the copyright question. Who owns 30 minutes of me talking over a video? Is it Ethan Ralph or is it me? This question will be determined when Ralph does nothing and it just gets reinstated. And then I delete it very quickly before he submits another copyright strike. So, hello for you people who are brave enough to venture into alternative weirdo streaming sites, because YouTube is becoming increasingly terrible for everyone to use all the fucking time. Oh jeez. I'm gonna be complaining this episode. I'm not like angry at people. I'm just like extremely disappointed in almost everyone I'm gonna be talking about. But before I do that, let me show everyone my plants. I have taken them out of their little germinating thing where you just put them in like brown circles that are wet and then they grow. I've taken the brown cylinders and I've put them inside plastic pots that have dirt in them, and then I have watered the dirt with a nutritional blend. It looks like a Coke. It looks like a bottle of Coke because it's like a brown thing, but supposedly it's plant food. So I've given them these plants plant thyme. I think I do have thyme. I have thyme and parsley. And next month, I'm going to be planting dill, a little bit of dill. And actually, no, I think I've already planted the dill. And then I want to do basil next month. Next month is the season to start doing basil. So that's my plan. The dill is for borscht, very specifically. Every Slavic food, for whatever reason, needs a lot of fucking dill. And you don't always have dill in the grocery store because I guess many people don't use it outside of Eastern Europe. So I'm going to be growing my own dill, and it's going to be tasty. But the ones that you're looking at right there, the little 2-leaf looking things, there's a little quirk about them. They have like a pinch in the middle. It looks like a regular leaf, but then there's a little itty bitty pinch as if someone took their fingernails and cut into it a little bit. They bend upwards. It's quite weird. I don't know anything like it before. But those are the banana peppers. I will have like 8 fucking things of banana peppers, and I better get some fucking banana peppers from all this work being done to support them. They're lazy asses from seed to bushel. And I better get my fucking comeuppance. I better get my fucking peppers, and I'm gonna pickle them, and I'm gonna put them on sandwiches, and I'm gonna eat them. That's my plan. Wish me luck on this endeavor. Okay, and there was a news article from Zero Hedge, which I have been reading an unhealthy amount of recently. Which is, actually, I'm such an idiot. How could I forget this? I actually submitted an article to Zero Hedge, and they decided to publish it, so I'll bring that up right now. I wrote a thing on matattheinternet.com called Section 230 Isn't the Problem, Payment Networks Are. And I kind of explained my reasoning. It's pretty long. And I got some good feedback from it. A couple people saying that the only complaints that I saw were like, at the end, I say that cryptocurrencies bypass the payment network bottleneck now. And a lot of boomers were like, don't use cryptocurrencies. Only silver and paper money is good. So that's the only feedback that was negative. Otherwise, I'm quite proud of this. I even showed my mom. I'm like, hey, Mom, look. My internet weirdness is being published now. My psychotic delusional rants are being archived so that nobody can ever forget them. Are you pleased with your work? With your banana pepper? Anyways. There was a shooting at Indianapolis FedEx facility, and the only reason I'm bringing this up is that I thought it's so nice that we're finally returning to tradition. Instead of shooting up schools, now people are shooting up post offices again. They're going postal. In the days of yore, we're truly returning, we're rejecting modernity and embracing tradition. Our shooting rampages are happening in postal facilities now as opposed to... as opposed to schools. I felt that joke was funny enough to bring up, even if it might get me in trouble because I'm talking about mass casualty events with the light heart. But of course, our thoughts and prayers our thoughts and prayers for everyone affected by this tragedy. Okay, this was also a funny thing. This is me being a dirty transphobe and me making fun of England rolled up in one. Now, people will say that Scotland is not England. Those people are wrong. Scotland and England are basically the same fucking thing, and people who say otherwise are insane. Like people who say that, like, you can't say that Texas ain't its own thing. It's the Lone Star State. We used to be an independent nation. Texas does its own thing. No, it's a part of the U.S. I'm sorry. When you guys become an independent nation, I'll say that you're not a part of the U.S., but Scotland is England and Texas is the U.S. Sorry. Anyways, so Denon Anderson was found to have disturbing images on her phone, along with notes that referred to baby torture and toddler murder. Scott's teenager who downloaded toddler rape video kept notes on murdering babies. That is a pretty fucking grim headline. I think that is like top 1% grisly fucking headlines. What's really shocking about this is that the sentence is extremely light. I want to say that they were spared prison and told to seek therapy. They're told to keep away from people under the age of 18 and to stay off the internet. So that was the punishment for keeping notes on how to torture babies and kill babies. They're just completely cut loose with like a stern talking to and a goofy accent about not doing it again. Though when I read this, I had some doubts. I thought, you know what? You know my stance on womankind. I'm a firm believer that women want children, and women don't tend to murder babies that aren't the babies of men that they had them with and no longer like. That is, or if they have basically they only kill their own kids, is what I'm saying. So it's very strange that this woman is so sexually violent. And I looked it up, and it's a tranny. And to add insult to injury, the Scottish Legal News and republished by the BBC reported that the number of female perpetrated child sex abuse rose by 84% between 2015 and 2019. 84 fucking percent. I wonder what changed between 2015 and 2019. This report goes on to say that it's simply the child victims of these sexually violent women are finally feeling capable to talk about it. There was so much what's the word for it? Stigma. There was so much stigma against men talking about being raped by women, but now that stigma is gone and men are feeling more confident in reporting sexual abuse from women. No. We know what has happened between 2015 and 2019 that is causing a near 100% a doubling of child sexual assault from women. That's because the perpetrators are now being classified as women. Truly remarkable. This like they had a notebook on how to kill babies, and they just get out, they just walk fucking free. And then Scotland blames women for being more sexually violent. Like that's so demeaning. I have another turf adjacent rant about oh man, look at this. About Adam from YMS, because he's being obnoxious, and I kind of want to touch on that a little bit. But that's coming up. For right now, let's take a divergence from the turf talk. I would like to reintroduce everyone to an old friend of mine that I haven't had the chance to talk about for a while because they had been medicated or something. I don't know what the fuck happened to them, but they've come back with a vengeance. They made like 20 plus videos about me. And Virgo, when she does these schizo rants, tends to be very, very, very repetitious. She'll say the same things over and over and over again. And so, like, if you see this video, I think it pretty much sums up what she's talking about in all the other videos. But let's just watch it, shall we?
So then we have the cyber bullies. These people, he's fairly effeminate. I don't want to be offensive. That doesn't mean you're a bad person because you're effeminate, but you look maybe level 4 masculinity. Or
when I first heard this, my question was, on a scale of what? Is it like 4 out of 5? Is it like 4 out of 10? 4 out of 100? What is the 4 on? Like, what is the x-axis of this?
Or level 3, I'd say that. Joshua Connor Moon, known as a cyberbully, he has a website, Kiwi Farms, where he just allows people to bully people. Most likely he was bullied as a kid. His mother most likely is abusive. He was born out of wedlock. He's very abusive, very unhealthy, very mentally depressed, and taking out his problems on other people that are normal online, claiming that normal, healthy people aren't mentally well. You're not a mental health practitioner, nor are your transgender and androgynous friends.
That's also funny.
Videos of people.
She says that you're not a mental health expert, and then she also says that the Kiwi Farms is full of androgynous people. That's like the first time I've heard that. Like, there's the meme from like Pole People that the Kiwi Farms is like ran by trannies. I've never heard anyone call me androgynous, which is that's basically bullying if you think about it. So I don't appreciate Virgo Rouge being a cyberbully here.
And you're not really getting anywhere. You don't have a job. I don't know if you have a job now, but you need to get, I don't know about help, but admit the truth that you're very insecure, and the people on your board are very insecure. Okay, it's not that you're confident about being white and male, and
is she wrong?
It's not that you think you're better than Jews and blacks. You are somebody who's insecure, clearly born effeminate. He dedicated his website, Kiwi Farms, to a transgender. Very insecure. He uses all the vibrato and hubris with excessive foul language to express his mental health problems. And
okay, that's the other weird thing. I don't think she's really religious. She's like a spiritual hippie type, but she really hates vulgarity. She hates any kind of swearing. But at the same time, she's like very anti-trans. She really believes in like the dichotomy of gender, and that men should be hyper masculine and women should be hyper feminine. She believes that she's the most healthiest, feminine, sexiest woman that's ever fucking lived, and more people should strive to be like her. And men acting like women is an abhorrent thing, which is pretty fucking based. But she has castigated me as a Janny tranny, which is shocking. I don't know how to respond to these horrific accusations.
That he needs to be tough, because most likely he was bullied as a kid. If you look this effeminate, most likely you were bullied. Has anyone mentioned how effeminate he looks and why he has a cyberbullying board? He's very effeminate and hides behind the computer. I think he's like 6 feet tall and was beating somebody up.
I have no idea what that means.
He's not that weak physically, but most likely as a kid he was this girly guy, and His mother is probably abusive. He comes from a broken home, and he was born an illegitimate son. Most likely he was bullied and excessively beaten on as a kid. Now he needs to get help, maybe post-traumatic stress disorder. Possibly you're a borderline and psychopath. Maybe you could be healed. Maybe it is a result of post-traumatic stress disorder that you have the website Kiwi Farms up, but you need to get help. Okay, you need to understand why you're using foul language all the time, why you are so rough around the edges and hateful and depressed, instead of taking out your problems on normal, healthy people.
Okay, that's basically a good gist of what she says about me. That the forum is like a group of extremely effeminate transgender people, mentally unhealthy, and extremely envious of her. She is so amazing that all we could hope to do is exercise crab bucket mentality and drag her down to our level with our F words and our B words and so on and so forth. I mean, there's like, she's put out like hours of these rants, but I feel like it would be repetitious. I played through a couple of them, and that 3 minutes is a really good primer on what she likes to say. You can read through her thread if you're interested. Speaking of, since I'm playing this video, the bandwidth consumption on the forum has been off the fucking chart lately. We're hitting our 1 gigabit per second line pretty consistently, so I'm having to upgrade it to a 2 gigabit per second line, which is like an extra $150 a month just for that extra gigabit. If I want to upgrade to 10 gigabit, it's like $850 a month. Not like 850 minus 150 because I'm upgrading a line. But yeah, really good timing with the coin sale, just gonna say, because everything is getting more expensive. And since I'm talking about this, the server for the kiwifarms.cc and the other federated services, that's being delayed because I got an AMD EPIC for it, and AMD chips are completely sold out. So they're on like a waiting list, and they're saying like you're gonna have to wait like at least another 3 weeks to get this fucking CPU in that you ordered. So that's the status on that. I really miss the Fediverse. I can't post on my timeline for whatever reason. I've told Cranklord to look at it, but he's too busy being a tranny and doing cocaine and buying cryptocurrency. So, not cocaine. He's more of a weed dude because he's got 420 in his name. But if he ever wakes up from his stupor, hopefully he can fix my timeline. But I don't know. I have a conspiracy theory that he has sabotaged the Fediverse so they cannot post, so that me specifically would be annoyed enough to put in the order to get this hardware. That's my conspiracy theory against him. You can't trust him because he's got the trans flag, or something. I forgot the conspiracy with him. He has like he says that he's in a relationship with Colonel J or something, and people believe it. So now he's a tranny Jenny. Buy meme coins, my good sirs. Do you hear them? I've bought coins. I couldn't wait for the Chris coins. I got my own. They're so relaxing to touch. It's hard to explain. After I got the first coin, the first little bit of precious metal, I was like, oh my god, I have to get more of this. It's now a certified desire of mine to possess more metal. Jew in Rahib. I feel kind of bad for not showing the. Let me fix that right now. I'm gonna go quiet for a second so I can fix this. I'm gonna fit both chats on the screen. Let's see, 940. Wait, that's not enough. 590. And then Trovo. 590. Am I that bad at math? Is it 490? Oh my god, how embarrassing. Been doing math my whole life, and I still can't divide 1080 by 2. Cringe. Wait, Wait, what the fuck? Now they're too small. What the? Oh my god. 1080 divided by 2. 540. Oh my god. I said that out loud. I said those numbers out loud, and now people know that I can't do math. Cringe. Cringe. Where's Odyssey chat out? Oh, I finally get the numbers right, and Odyssey chat just drops off the face of the fucking planet, apparently. Are you shitting me? Oh. Oh my god. Is Odyssey dead? Odyssey isn't working at all for me on the main site. Oh my god. I finally get this fucking thing working. Is it really dead, or is it like blocking my IP because I've refreshed too many times? Oh, it's dead. Just in time for me to spend 30 minutes trying to count, divide 1080 by 2. I can't even fucking believe it. I DDoSed Odyssey by trying to reload chat too many times. Okay, fuck it. Hello, Trovo chat, my favorite chat, the only chat that I've ever liked ever. Really just the best chat, the best people, the best viewers here on Trovo. Oh, cringe. Cringe. Okay. Look, I gotta try and support weird things because I'm a weird thing, and I'm just trying to find my home. Okay, give me a fucking break. I saw some guy bitching in the YouTube post comments like, "Stop treating us like our guinea pigs." It's like, no, because YouTube is shit. I'm not gonna stop treating you like guinea pigs. Okay, let us continue from this embarrassment. Oh, IP2, of course. So there, like, I would be pretending to if I claim that I had any fucking idea who any of these people are. I could not give less of a fuck. I only care when one of them goes to jail, because that's where the interesting stuff is. When you have a washed up porn star and a schizophrenic girl beating the fuck out of each other, that's content. When you have a guy going to jail for storming the Capitol, that's content. When you have a guy going to prison because he shouted Allahu Akbar at a pizzeria, that is content, and that is what has precisely happened last week, and the feds just scooped him up and pressed charges, I think. So we're going to watch that now. Keep in mind that his name is like, before I even read this, what's his fucking name? Oh, I just cucked myself. What's his name? Oh, Malik Sanchez. So this guy's name is Malik. He's Middle Eastern, or like half Middle Eastern and half Spanish. So he's already neurotic as fuck. He looks brown. Should not be in New York shouting Allahu Akbar at people and saying that he has a bomb. But I'll let the video speak for itself. Oh god. Okay.
Let's enhance their meal. Enhance the meal.
First of all, that's fucking gross. When I first heard let's enhance their meal, I thought he was gonna like try and cum in their food or something.
No, behind.
You would still be doing this.
So here they
Allah
are.
Akbar.
They're like immediately, just her face is just like, oh no, I'm gonna be hassled by a homeless person.
Allahu Akbar.
And then she says then he says Allahu Akbar. Now you can see her face. She is like physically cringing at what's happening.
Allahu Akbar. Bomb detonation in 2 minutes. I take you with me and I kill all.
So the let me just eliminate this, because I have to interrupt this or I'm just gonna get banned for like copyright infringement or whatever the fuck. The point of a joke is to do something that's like harmless and that which triggers a reaction that you wouldn't ordinarily expect. If you tell someone I have a bomb and I'm going to kill everyone, the normal reaction to that is to do exactly what they do.
All you, I kill all you right now, and I kill all you for Allah. Fuck that shit. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking do it for Allah. I'm going to do it for Allah. 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 Come on. I do it. Boom now. Boom now.
So, just so you know, that is like an extremely normal human reaction. You're outside, you're enjoying the fresh air. You have been cooped up inside for the last year, and then suddenly this homeless Hispanic Muslim man walks up to you and starts talking about a bomb detonation. Instead of like fighting with him or yelling at him or attacking him, they just like get up and walk inside to call the police.
All of them scattered.
And then he's like shocked. He's like pleased with himself. Like, oh my god, everyone ran away. When I threatened to kill them all, they all just left. Okay, and that's when it kicks in. Like, he says, like, dude, my epic prank was so epic. I scared everyone by saying I had a bomb and I was going to kill them. And then he like pauses for 1 second, and it takes him precisely a single second for his brain to catch up and think, like, I have committed a serious felony and I should leave the scene of the crime immediately.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Boys, that was fucking 5 stars. That was 5 stars. Oh shit.
And that's the end of the clip. I maintain that IP2 is just like disgusting. Like, the people who promote these, like, okay, they're all just drug addict fucking losers. It's literally just white trash. And you can compel them to do anything you want with a little bit of money and attention because they have absolutely nothing. They're empty vessels that you can pour whatever you want into. I don't understand the enjoyment. I do like to look at like the flames, but only briefly. Only long enough to be like, yeah, that's about what I expected, and then to turn away from it. I enjoy the slow boil of a person whose retarded actions compound naturally, and they're not financially incentivized. I don't have a term for this. There's like 3 different types of like spectacle watching. I think there's like the normal in quotes, the way that I like it, where people are just stupid and they broadcast their stupidity because they have hubris and think that they deserve like positive attention and no negative consequences from everything that they do. Then there's like the IP2 method, where it's like they literally just find drug addicts willing to strap a camera on themselves and then break the law on stream while they throw pennies at them. That's a different method. I don't know what you would call that. And then there's like people who just try and force content by being dicks and like breaking the law themselves from like the other end of the camera. And those people are assholes themselves, because it's like if forcing someone to behave a certain way entertains you, like, you might as well just like break the law normally. You might as well just take a baseball bat and like hit someone with the baseball bat and then watch them recoil to being struck by the baseball bat and think like, what an epic joke that was. If someone can't help but react a certain way, you're not really trolling them. You're just inflicting damage upon them. And that's how I feel about a lot of schizophrenics. Like, someone linked Gail Schroeder, and I've talked about her before, but she did like a cooking video, and the guy linked it and was like, this is like a cooking video like Kay. And my issue with Gail is that she's schizophrenic and she doesn't seem to have any original thoughts. Everything that she says is just parroting what someone else says. So you might as well just type, Jesuit bukkake bomb into Microsoft Sam or Google, and then have the voice synthesizer repeat it back to you. The fact that there's a human element there is the only difference. She says anything that you tell her. So her cutting chicken awkwardly and talking about Jesuit bombs is not... I know that's not her. It's not like Terry, where he's deriving crazy things from his own imagination based on his own experiences. Like, these are things that other people are telling her are true and that she believes. The fact that she's cutting chicken awkwardly is not in and of itself entertaining. Before I forgot this. This is Virgo Rouge, and she left a comment on my last stream on the archive channel saying, scared Wooza I don't know what Wooza is. Maybe she tried to type Joshua and her phone corrected her. Scared Wooza? Or maybe she's saying like loser, but like in a weird way. You watch me win. Talent and beauty wins over coarse, crass men or women. You are a transgender, a androgynous man who is very insecure about your lack of masculinity. Who are you fooling, woos? Okay, so woos is intentional. I don't know what the fuck that means though. And I say, hello again, friend. And she says, your days are numbered. Keep using the F word so you can become famous online. You are a want to be. You are not a man enough to be a real celebrity. We don't need androgynous men who are insecure to be internet celebrities. We don't need any more trailer trash entertainment. You are not a comedian, funny, interesting, or entertaining. You are not interesting. She says that again. Okay. You really believe that your gossip rag will continue to make you famous so you don't have to work. You are a want to be entertainer. You are a want to be celebrity. You lose. You believe that you should be a celebrity. You believe that you are interesting or important enough that people don't need to listen to. You're delusional. Your followers are delusional. You don't deserve money the way Freely doesn't deserve attention or money. And Freely is the banana girl who's like a naturist, like vegetarian who just eats fruit or some shit and lives out in the woods. And she fucking hates her too because Freely, I think, has done like porn. She's done like topless photography while, out in the woods and shit. And Virgo finds that is haram and thinks that Freely is just a prostitute, like a common prostitute, and doesn't deserve to be famous. Whether or not you agree with that, I don't care. I'm just saying that's what she's referencing. Though I think that she, in her diatribe, she really highlights what she's insecure about. She's really upset that her videos don't get a lot of attention, and her music especially doesn't get any attention. And she really fucking despises that. So when people she doesn't like are getting more views than her, it sets her off. Okay. Let's see. What is next? Oh, I guess you know what we have to talk about again? We have to talk about Gamergate once again in the year 2021 because of Matt Jarbo and Lindsay Ellis both brought it up today. So Matt Jarbo says, I just finished Q Into the Storm, which is a documentary about QAnon. If Gamergate did help lead to January 6th and everything else in between, I'm so sorry for my part in it. I'm sorry for not trying harder to stop it. I'm sorry. Number one, unwarranted sense of self-importance. Number two, there is like a trend of people like Matt Jarbo and people who were in Gamergate and people who were very avowedly pro freedom of speech and yada yada, free speech, who have found their positions to be unprofitable, and more than that, like more than just not making money anymore from that, which Matt Jarbo did. He made him and Ralph made a ton of money off Gamergate. But I think that some people like that, like Monday Matt specifically, what happens is that they find themselves in this as a proponent for a position they can't actually support. They say that I believe in, free speech. And then when people utilize their free speech to ridicule him, he finds himself on the back foot and realizes that the people around him who also support his positions are very mean and are willing to ridicule him. And he really doesn't like that. And so his position changes over time to be one of apologetics and trying to reintegrate to the winning team, trying to make it so that people on the left can tolerate them again by apologizing for things in the past. This is what he's doing. He's trying to say, like, if I'm partly responsible for Q, I'm so sorry. Please like me, people on the left. Please watch my consumer reviews about cape shit movies. And my push to release the Snyder Cut. Please watch this now that I have apologized for Q. There's more than just him. I can't think of anyone else off the top of my head except maybe Ralph. Ralph hasn't gone that far yet, but a lot of people who in that 2016 bubble were pro one thing have changed their stance almost entirely because their own audience has begun to resent them for being hypocritical. Okay. So Lindsay Ellis, I mentioned. She is Nostalgia Chick. Correct me if I'm wrong about any of this, because I'm going off notes, pretty much. She is Nostalgia Chick, and she was canceled because she made a slightly racist joke. It's not even like a hateful comment about anyone. She made like a remark about Asian people in an old video, and people rose up to cancel her because we have to stop anti-Asian racism that only exists from black people and other Asians. But we're gonna blame this white chick anyways. I think she's white. I don't know. I can't tell. She kind of scares me. Just looking at her face makes me unsettled. But she came back with a vengeance. A couple weeks later, 1 week, 2 weeks later, she comes back with a 1 hour and 40-minute long essay thesis on cancel culture. Literally, I'll read I'm not going to play any of this except one bit. The chapters of this are: Twitter is garbage. And actually, the intro bit she didn't title correctly, but I watched the intro bit and I gave up by the 5-minute mark because she was talking about where the origin of the word cancel comes from and how it's like a POC term and non-POCs using cancel are problematic. It's just like the most, I don't know what to call it. It's just pathetic, groveling, pseudo-intellectual, like just looking down on people for whatever. It's shit. But I'm not being like facetious when I say that this is a thesis on her being canceled. It is like a review of canceling as a whole. She goes on, Twitter is garbage. Quote, double quote, valid criticism. 1816 is just called white nonsense. My list of sins, the tweet. She deserved it. You're next. The beast. What now? It can happen to you. And then she goes on, again groveling. Elevating POC voices. Make sure to subscribe to Todd in the Shadow, Princess Weeka's, and Princess Name Withheld, Jenny, Natalie, Cat Black, Sarah Z. And watch this archive about bisexual erasures. So that's like literally there's no part in playing any of this. It's as shitty as it sounds. She's basically just saying like cancel culture is bad when it happens to me. It's white people's fault. I love black people. I have black friends. And I'm not going anywhere. And people are like, "Yay, you go, girl. Great job." Which is funny to me. Okay, so this is the part of the clip that's worth playing. This is 30 seconds out of 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 30 seconds that are actually worth listening to.
Person. I was getting in fights with people more and more. I was dunking on people more and more. I was clapping back at followers more and more. Like one other person I owe an apology to is Movie Bob. I told him on Twitter to leave me alone because he was acting like a creep by being overfamiliar and continually signaling to the world that we're friends. And he was acting like a creep and we're not friends. But I would have never done that if I had known that the diet Nazis were going to turn that into a meme. Like, I don't like a lot of what he says on Twitter either, but please stop using my face to torture this man.
So Movie Bob is a sex pest. He is a creepy weirdo. He does harass her, but I didn't want Gamergate to use my face to bully him. Like, that's her only reservation. Like, Movie Bob could have fucking killed himself after that tweet, and she would just be like, yeah, you know what? It's his own fucking fault for being a creepy weirdo. But because Gamergate is bullying him over it, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. This post is also worth showing because it's funny. She did it. She can't stop herself. We must end anti-Asian racism, folks. We have to do it. This sort of offensive caricature cannot be tolerated from 2021, and don't think that it's not intentional. She knows what she's doing when she pulls her eyes back and makes them all chinky looking. She knows that this is what Asian people look like. So really completely undermines the value of her critical thesis about cancel culture and how white people are inherently inferior in every way. Dog racial, that's right. Do we? Okay. Yes, okay, that's the end of that. Now, I will invoke my turf powers once again. I am going to be talking about Adam from YMS. Refresh my memory. Did I talk to you guys about Adam from YMS last week complaining about Reddit? Press 1 if I have done this. Press 2 if I have not spoken about Adam from YMS talking about Reddit. Okay. No seems to be the answer. So, Adam is admittedly, I have to admit this, I am a big fan of YourMovieSucks.org. I like his stuff. I've watched his reviews for probably like 6 or 7 years now. I've watched his stuff pretty religiously. I think he's interesting. I think he's very, very knowledgeable about movies. And I think that's a detriment and a benefit but you have to like adjust your perspective. You're listening to one person give his takes about movies. So, and you know what his perspective is. He likes weird shit. He likes slow paced movies. He likes movies that have a lot to chew on. He doesn't like things that are too blatant. He doesn't like things that are too formulaic. He hates a movie that has a formula that it follows perfectly. It hits all the beats. Even if it does it perfectly and there's no rough edges, he hates that kind of shit. Something that Mike Stacklasa from Red Letter Media would love, he would find boring and dull. And that's just what kind of reviewer he is. So he'll look at a movie, like I watched the Planet of the Apes movies recently, and I thought that they're pretty good. I liked the first one the most. But he reviewed these movies and he lambasted them and said that they were so predictable, so formulaic, so by the books, yada yada, that they're just awful to look through. And I understand his perspective because he has seen literally thousands of movies. I think he watches like 2 movies a fucking day. It's the only possible way he could see as many films as he talks about. So I understand why he wouldn't like something that is so predictable. But to a general audience, to a normal person who watches a couple movies a year tops, the Planet of the Apes films are perfectly fine, perfectly watchable, something you can sit down with your friends and enjoy, and nobody would have any real complaints. And I don't think he really appreciates that, and I think he finds people getting defensive about films like that annoying. And he got into a big back and forth with people who listen to his podcast, which he does with 2 other people, I Hate Everything and Mark the Movie Maker, I want to say. I don't like his podcast because I hate Everything. I Hate Everything is like a smug, pretentious UK cocksucker. He's so fucking annoying. He's like the exact polar opposite of Adam, by the way. This is what, like, I Hate Everything just finds like a movie that's like cheap CGI produced in Moldova for like $200, and he'll rant about it for an hour. And it's like, yeah, dude, of course it's fucking bad. Nobody who made this fucking movie cared about this movie. And his audience will watch him complain about these shitty fucking films that nobody has ever cared about and be like, good job, great review, I hate everything, I love this review, thank you. And like all of them are fucking retarded. So of course you take that audience of utter retards and you mix them in with people who watch YMS, who is like a weird, aloof, libertarian, homosexual furry who like has a weird take on things and likes weird shit. Like you mix those 2 audiences and yeah, there's going to be some clash. So he's getting bullied on the fucking Sardonicast subreddit, and he responds in like a 20-minute long thing on his fucking Twitch channel. And I'm like, bro, you can't do this. Like I wrote a big post. I even sent it to him. I said, you cannot do this. If you're going to get into this back and forth and you're going to make an enemy out of this subreddit, it'll never go away. You know what I mean? Like, this is the shit that Movie Bob does and Dark Side Phil. They like cultivate their own, they choose the form of your destructor, for a movie reference, to stay on point. They choose the form of their destructor, and it's whatever they get angry at. So it's like, just stop. If you don't find their criticism productive, don't fucking listen to it. But his response to me was nonsensical. It was sort of just like me wanting got a lot of people to understand my point of view more, and I found it productive. I was like, okay, that's how you want to do things. Then the next week, he is on this fucking stream again. He needs to stop doing video game streams. I don't know why the fuck he bothers, because I don't think anyone watches them, and he just uses it as like a way to vent to like 100 people who actually watch him live, and he gets in trouble because he says retarded shit that he doesn't have the time to think about or edit through. You know what I mean? When he puts together his reviews, he has like hundreds of hours in the editing process to decide what he's actually going to say, when he's going to say it, how he's going to construct his arguments. When he's on live stream, you know, it's whatever says goes. And I've said stupid things before too. I say them a lot. I say so many stupid things actually that people just accept it as par for the course. But surely, like, if I had the benefit of hindsight in editing videos, I would be a lot more concise. Anyways, so he's on stream again. He's playing a game with his foot because he sprained his hand. So he's using like a accessibility tool for playing simple games and using the internet with his foot. So he's got like a foot cam, which sounds like a fucking fetish thing. And they're talking about transgender people in sports, and it's a 14-minute long clip, but there's only like 3 minutes of it worth playing. I will play that now. Play that. Now.
I get the argument that like for like male to female, like there are some inherent biological aspects to being born male that you can't fully get rid of when you transition potentially. But I think that's like at the point where you're competing at something at extremely high level, that's not going to be that relevant, because there's so many other factors that are going into play to what like contributes to your success, that if it were truly a problem, we would be seeing in like literally all female sports are dominated by male to female trans athletes, which is not the case.
Guess what my response to that would be? The correct answer is that male to female transsexuals dominate every category of female sports right now. Especially martial arts and combat sports, but they are the top performers in every group of female athletes right now, and except where they're not allowed to participate. And part of that is because men are stronger than women. They just fucking are. There's no point debating it. I'm sure not every man is stronger than every woman, but in general, there is a huge fucking discrepancy between the medians of those two categories. Not even worth discussing. I saw an article of, like, everyone knows the story about the MMA martial arts, mixed martial arts, number one female fighter in the country. Transgender MMA fighter gets in, breaks her fucking skull open. Like, that is the difference between men and women when it comes to shit like combat sports. There was a game of soccer, and it was between the U.S. Olympic female team and a high school football team, high school soccer team, and they lost. The U.S. Olympic team lost to like a bunch of kids playing soccer because they're young and they're stronger, and like how you can hold this opinion is just fucking beyond belief to me.
I like it because it highlights how arbitrary the way we split sports is anyway.
Yeah, actually,
because there's no category for like people with like I mean, like in some sports that you have like heavyweight, lightweight, or whatever.
Yeah,
but like you could separate it in any number of which ways, right? You could have like people with bigger feet.
Yeah, I think that's up to the sports association.
And you also don't separate sports by race, right?
Yeah.
You might as well do that.
Yep.
You could have different races being separated in sports. So
he almost there's an issue there where he almost says something really fucking base, but when you have a specific kind of mindset and you hold things to be innately and completely true, that, like, for instance, the assumption that there is zero zero difference between hair and skin color between black people and white people, then and you hold that as a fact, an unchallengeable tenet, a law of nature that cannot be approached. Like you see how that ripples throughout everything. There's no difference between black people and white people physically. There's no point separating them. And there's no difference between men and women either. Like when you allow your mind to break in that way, it causes logical fallacies in other parts of the brain, like men and women being different. And there's only 20 seconds more of this, but like this really sums it up. Like everything about this conversation with Adam and Gail.
I don't know. If at the end of the day you have no separations and it's completely dominated by people who were assigned male at birth, born male, and transitioned later, or just male and stayed male, even if it's completely dominated by that, it doesn't really matter. Like, it really doesn't matter.
I mean, sports is...
So he's saying, even if we zippered the genders together and they competed on the same way, the same league, and it just so happened that men and male to females won everything anyways, what does it matter? And he says he doesn't care. And that's what sums it up. Why can't women have their own things where they can compete with other women? Like, to him, it doesn't matter. Because for Adam, a lengthy gay furry who does movie reviews, sporting and women are the two things he cares the least about in the entire fucking world. This issue does not bother him at all. But for social points, for social credit score, the objectively, objective in terms of getting more social credit score, the objectively most beneficial opinion to have is the one that he has, and that's the end of it. Like, he doesn't need to think about it anymore. Black people are the same as white people, men are the same as women, and I don't give a fuck. So sure, might as well just throw them in the same pot and let nature sort itself out, because who gives a fuck? No woman will ever get a trophy for anything ever again. And that's the way it should be. Bye. So that's my Adam rant. I just find that fascinating, and I think it sums up a lot of like the problems that we face. It's just people who have. I mean, you can take a step further. You can say, like, okay, in Adam's case, he's gay and he doesn't do sports, so him having an opinion about women doing sports is really fucked up. But that, like, a lot of political decisions also depend on having an investment in the future. And a lot of our politicians don't have kids and they don't have families and they're gay. How does a gay person, how does a gay man, how does a spinster, how does a childless person sit in the higher echelons of government and make policy decisions that benefit the country long term, more than one generation, if they don't have to live to experience it? They can exploit the country however they want because they don't have to give a fuck. They're going to die. And they're not going to leave behind anything that they have any association with that they have to give a fuck about. So really, gay people and childless people should be prohibited from holding any public office because they can't make decisions that actually matter with the perspective required to make those decisions. In the same way that Adam cannot talk about women's sports because he doesn't give a fuck about women or sports. It's like in the same thing. It's like a logical step. If you're willing to overlook one thing because you can't allow yourself to critically analyze it, then you're willing to overlook other things that are equally important. And that extends to more than just, conversations online. It extends to policy. Okay. So I thought long and hard about if I should talk about this at all, because it is a person seeking negative attention. I have made the decision not to feature it on the forum because I don't want to give it any attention at all. And that policy has been beneficial because only a few people have posted and replied to it. But for my stream, because I don't have to link anything, I don't have to link any third-party content, I can just show you it. We're going to go ahead and do a music review. I'm not like an expert reviewer. I don't know a whole lot about music or movies or whatever. But I feel like I'm in a position where I can do a music review. So just for for clarity, the artist in quotes, air quotes. I'm air quoting very hard right now. Responsible for this song in quotes. I'm air quoting very hard right now. Is named Mr. Girl, And for the sake of clarity, I'm not going to call him Mr. Girl because that nauseates me. I will refer to him by his God-given name written on his Israeli birth certificate, Max Carson. And this is a song called I'm a Pedophile by Max Carson. Buffering. Give it a second, chat. It's trying its best. That second gigabit hasn't kicked in yet.
A lot of children ask me stupid fucking questions. Like if I rape little kids, or if I believe in it. Well, shit. If you believe that, I'll rape you. Know why? 'Cause I'm a pedophile! Pedophile! You goddamn right. I'm a literal pedophile! Yeah, I'm a pedophile! My words are like a zip tie with a plastic edge. It'll tie you to my bed, whether you're 8, 9, or 10. Prepubescent, toddler, infant, celeste, baby pants, or dress. Fuck kids, the answer's yes. Heterophobic? Nah, you're just pedophobic. Staring at my hard drive, my collection is growing. That's my motherfucking child porn, you better let go of it. It belongs in my folder, you'll never get hold of it. Hey, it's me, Jeffrey Epstein. Everyone respects me. I'm just kidding myself. Get it? Kidding myself. You're already banned, you should be getting some help. Committed, medicated, or just sitting in jail. Come on! Relax, guys, I like Shay Lid, right, bitch? Give me an amen.
Max, stop!
Rumor has it Mr. Girl has a few abusive habits and I'm late for work. Cause I'm stuck in human traffic. Yeah, I play Smash Brothers. I play Smash Sisters, Smash Daughters and nieces and nephews. Smash them to pieces. And I wear white bands and I drive one too. Come on, kid. I got some V-Bucks for you. Y'all can send me these death threats and tell me to fuck off. I don't care if I get docs. I already got my rocks off. I'm so damn spent. Can't even pay my rent. Haters get bent. Like the fucking age of consent. Because age is just a number. Jail's just a place. FBI, the song right here. Yeah, I'm your worst nightmare. They call me school shooter, but not with a gun. I'm gonna come, find you, and then I'm gonna come. So show me that pay. It's LGBT. Be watching cuties on repeat. Be being my mate. Fixated on the blonde. Once you got a good figure, I said, damn. Call my right hand, the wood chipper. I'm burning this track. Arson, first name Max, so you look lost. Oh shit, I found you on map. Call me Wreck-It Ralph. I'm sweating while I touch a child. Treasure smile, wet and wild. Yes, I'm vile, bitch. I'm a pedophile. Every time I make it fits, people think it's a sin. It's statutorily rape a kid. Pedophile. See what you wanna see, what you want me to be. Keep hating, baby, I keep raping these babies. I'm a literal pedophile. Every time I make it fits, people think it's a sin. It's statutorily rape a kid. Yeah, I'm a pedophile. See what you wanna see, what you want me to be. Keep hating, baby, I keep raping these babies. It's Mr. Girl. I'm a pedophile. Feels so good to fucking be myself. I'm a motherfucking pedophile. Yeah, I'm a motherfucking pedophile. It's not a joke, I'm a motherfucking pedophile. Yeah.
So let's clear out the obvious. Yes, number one, this is supposed to be an attempt at satire. The problem is that Max Carson is the guy most known for doing a review of Cuties, the Netflix film that got a lot of negative attention, by saying that it made him think about how he wanted to fuck all the children in the movie. And that was his review. That's not even like a paraphrase. Like, he says the point of the movie was to sexualize the children so that you look at the children and think, yeah, she's attractive. Like, that's his line of thought. That's what he actually says in the review. So then, I suppose, following this weird LA thing, which is happening recently, which I've been seeing with, like, Dick. Dick has been arguing with people in his fucking Reddit incessantly about how negative attention is good attention and all this shit, and it seems to be the thing. Like, let's just talk about pedophilia and how I'm a pedophile. And if I get negative attention, great. That's great. I love attention. Summed up best in this, Vito, who I'm going to be talking mostly about, because as far as I don't know anything about Max Carson, but Vito has been white knighting him constantly in my fucking replies. He tweets out, "You can have $1 million a year for the rest of your life, but you'll forever be sexually attracted to children. Which do you choose? Become a rich pedophile or remain pure?" Out of 555 votes, 78% say remain pure, 22% say become a rich pedophile. He says you don't have to actually touch kids, but you will be attracted to them. You also won't exclusively be attracted to kids, so you can still date normally. So I think this is inadvertently the best way to sum up the LA mindset. Would you rather be a rich pedophile or poor? And I think most people living outside of LA would say, oh, I wouldn't want to like give myself brain damage and become a sexual predator to become rich. I would rather just like exploit the options that already exist for me, like getting a job and having a family. But in the LA, the 22% is like, oh, that's perfect. That's getting exactly what I want. A lot of fucking money with none of the downsides. So they pick, I would rather be a rich pedophile. And that's like the Max Carson Vito thing, where it's like, no negative attention is bad attention if it makes you money. So I tweet out that this guy made a song, and Vito says, to be clear, he doesn't just talk about raping preteens. He also talks about raping babies. And he goes on to say, after I tweet out, totally fed up with LA-based comedians singing about raping kids and babies, then acting shocked when even libertarians don't find it funny and don't want to associate with them. The site about bullying fat retards doesn't like a fat retard and his pedophile friend sue me. And that's in response to him saying, like, I can't believe the Kiwi Farms is policing jokes now. And then he replies to someone else saying this, quote Vito, after I finished butt-fucking this 8-year-old, he gave me some great tips on doing crowd work. And overnight, this happened late, I went to bed, I woke up, I checked my replies. He has spent all night, literally 15 hours on and off, replying to people in my fucking notifications. Just completely saturated, trying to get the link out to everyone, like anyone seeing any news about this music video, he sends the link to, like, go watch it for yourself and form your own opinions, man. It's satire, it's parody. And he's like, I know you think certain jokes are off limits, but they are not. There is one part in this where he says, so Josh, you must not think South Park is funny because they make pedophile jokes. Some of you may have caught on by now that I am a really big fan of South Park. I haven't watched the later seasons, but I've watched probably the first 15 seasons or so. Repeatedly. I've watched them multiple times. Probably the only thing I've ever watched more than like 3 times. Just there was a part of my life where I always had them on while I was doing stuff before YouTube commentators and podcasts and shit took over. I would listen to South Park. So I have a good internal repertoire of episodes, and I happen to remember season 4, episode 5, called About Nambla. I don't know what it's called, but it's about Nambla. And that is a episode about joking about pedophilia. Example A for the court.
I've outgrown all my friends. I need to meet more mature people, Cladfrog. Oh, great idea, Cladfrog. I can meet new friends on the internet. Here's a chat room. Men who like young boys. That's perfect. Hi, everybody. I am a young boy seeking an older male for good times. I am 8 years old and would like... Wow, look at all these guys that want to be my friend.
So obviously the joke is that it's really easy for kids to go online looking for friends and end up connected to a pedophile. The rest of the episode is he meets 2 different people. One of them is Mr. Garrison, by the way, which is really prescient because he's not only the major gay character in the series up until he transitions, but then he's also the major trans character, and he's also a pedophile in this episode. Very, very prescient. But he ends up joining the North American Man-Boy Love Association, thinking that it's like just a club, there's hijinks. And then the episode ends out like this. And if you watch South Park, you know that at the end of the episode, there's usually like a little story or a moral of the story from the creators. And this is a fake out of that precedent that they stick to pretty closely.
We've been after you for a long time, buddy. Do you know your rights?
Rights? Does anybody know their rights? You see, I've learned something today. Our forefathers came to this country because they believed in an idea called freedom. They wanted to live in a place where a group couldn't be prosecuted for their beliefs, where a person can live the way he chooses to live. You see us as being perverted because we're different from you. People are afraid of us because they don't understand. And sometimes it's easier to persecute than to understand.
Dude, you have sex with children.
We are human. Most of us didn't even choose to be attracted to young boys. We were born that way. We can't help the way we are, and if you all can't understand that, well, then I guess you'll just have to put us away.
Dude, you have sex with children. Yeah, you know, we believe in equality for everybody and tolerance and all that gay stuff, but dude, fuck you. Seriously.
All right, that's enough. You're all going to be put away for a long time.
Truly just a great episode. I know that apparently the later seasons sucked now, everything after season 20 or whatever, but I should watch the first ones again. My all-time favorite episode, in case you're curious, is Pink Eye from the very first season. I don't know what it is, but I'm a big fan of Halloween, and I'm a big fan of South Park, and it's a great episode. It's Halloween-y South Park, and it's got zombies in it. That's all the justification I need. So clearly, even South Park, typically when you make a parody of something, you're satirizing something. You're making a joke about something. I have another example of this. In South Park, when they make the pedophile jokes, they're satirizing some element of our society. They're poking criticism at it. Like, I know this is obvious to everyone, but apparently to Vito and to, what's his fucking name? Max Carson, it is not, because there's no satirical element to him. He's just being edgy for the sake of it. And I think it's fair to take that and say, let me say that. Actually, that's my closing argument. I've got this planned out in my head. Let's look at another instance of satire. This is a very similarly named song called I'm a Pedophile from Rucka Ali, a satirist, music maker. Let's listen to a minute of this song.
I'm a pedophile. Brony pedophile. A brony's a guy that's into little pony culture. And a pedophile likes giving little children blowjobs. The back of my van is full of ponies, so you better get inside of it. Get inside it, kid.
I'm into Russian hair. A pretty pony. You like ponies? Got a bunch in here. Come play with me. I'm pretty lonely. We don't judge in here. We love and tolerate. Now let me touch your underwear. Get your butt in here.
Let's take a dance off. Play with some horses. Got 'em all. Hey, I got your balls. Hey, I got Pegasus. And I'm in Rosa. Sunny red. Hey, and rarity. I got the holy dial, little pony I'm a pedophile.
Compare that, which is obviously taking My Little Pony and the people who are fans of My Little Pony and calling them pedophiles. It's using very similar language, outright saying, I am a pedophile is the name of the fucking song. But clearly, you're not going to listen to this and think, Rucka Ali must be a pedophile because he says that. Like, it's not going over people's head, the dark humor elements. Calling that fucking guy's song dark humor is like Tommy Wiseau calling The Room dark humor, which he does now. He says it was an intentional mastermind piece of purposefully fake, crafted movie making to make you think that it's bad, and it's just dark humor. Dark humor is a fucking cop-out. Fuck off. But I mean, like, anyone can figure this out. This is another song. I'm not gonna play all of it, but just to, like, I'll play like a 30 seconds or so.
Chester.
And there's a ton of people, like, this has no views or whatever. This is just some random chick I found trying to find an example of this, but
Respected citizen of society, this is my song for you all today. My name is Chester, I'm 33. People seem afraid of me. I don't know why, I'm a nice guy. And I love cheese pizza. I work all day for little pay. I have no wife or kids. When I come home, I'm all alone, except for my cheese pizza.
You get it, right? You look at her. She's got the pedo glasses. She's got a fake mustache. She's dyed her hair, put like orange face on, like Trump face on, and tied her hair back to give it like a comb over look, like a Chester, like going bald. Obviously satire. Nobody thinks that she's looking at child pornography, but for some reason, people can look at Max Carson saying I'm a pedophile and think that there is no level of irony to it. Could it be because he is very obviously a fucking creepy weirdo and there is no humor to his video? I think that's it. It reminds me of this. This is a picture of Tony Podesta, who is a pedophile, standing in front of a statue of a Jeffrey Dahmer victim. If you don't know what Pizzagate is, don't look it up because you'll get put on a list. But in gist, there was a widespread series of speculation that people involved in the Clinton campaign were Satanists. And Tony Podesta and John Podesta were the kidnappers of Madeleine McCann because they look exactly like the police sketches for the people who were believed to have abducted her. In Tony Podesta's house is a bunch of creepy fucking art. Like this is a photograph of a Jeffrey Dahmer victim posed for some reason, and a sculptor has created a life-size recreation of this, which he now dangles above a stairwell like a chandelier. And throughout his house, he also has many different paintings from this artist. I forget who the fuck its name is, but it's literally just like kids bound and gagged, name shit like Loss of Innocence. Apparently there's like weird, creepy pedophile references and like how they're covering their butts because apparently they get spanked in some weird fucking cult. Weird shit to have in your fucking house where you sleep at night, right? You would think that this is the shit that they would pull out of a pedophile's cell and then burn so that he can't sell it. Like, so it feels like when you look at Tony Podesta and you know the crimes of these people and people like Jeffrey Epstein, that this is taunting them. Like, sure, I can hang pictures of molested children on my fucking walls. I can hang dead Jeffrey Dahmer victims from my fucking ceiling in pure metal. And nobody will think anything about it because it's high art. I'm going to taunt the fucking justice system and the world at large with how I get away with it. And that's what I feel like when I listen to this fucking guy's song. It's not like some deep philosophical dark humor, whatever the fuck, whatever he's going for. It really feels like he's just taunting people. Like yeah, he's a pedophile. Yeah, he's gonna sing about how he's a pedophile. Yeah, he's gonna watch cuties. Yeah, he's gonna watch all sorts of videos, all sorts of movies that Netflix put out that sexually exploit young girls. And there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you have nothing that you can do to him. And eat shit. And if Vito wants to sit out there and defend this guy to the fucking grave, he deserves to eat all the fucking shit that he gets for it. How he cannot see how retarded this position is. It's not joke policing. I'm not saying like you can't make jokes. I am against openly declaring that you want to have sex with children, though. I don't know why that's a contentious opinion. And he'll look at this. They'll look at this and try and pass it off as like, look, true art causes controversy. And now that you've reviewed this and you've opened it up to discussion, we've proven that there is artistic merit in us singing this song. So you've defeated yourself. And it's like, well, I mean, if the discussion you want to trigger is, are you a pedophile or not? You've definitely succeeded, Vito. You've definitely opened yourself up to people thinking that you are sexually attracted to children and have a pedophile friend that you hunt children with together because of your association with them. Congratulations. No negative attention is bad attention. All attention is good attention. He should buy these fucking paintings. Buy these fucking paintings and hang them up on the wall behind them in the Dick Show podcast room. Just do it. Go all the way. Why stop at just singing stupid rips of Eminem songs? Just hang this shit up on the wall. Hang reproductions of it. Fuck it. Hang the Here's what Dick should have done. This would have been a Chad move. Find a theatrical poster of cuties, frame that shit, and hang it up on the fucking wall. That would be a real big dick move. So go all in, really. Show off how unashamed you are of this position. Josh, can you remove the paintings? Yes, I can. Sorry. Got carried away. Forgot I was subjecting my chat. I even clicked off myself, so I would be looking elsewhere, and I left it up on the chat to enjoy. I do believe that's it. I think I've talked about everything. There is some Chantal stuff happening. The thing is that Chantal has adopted a system of live streaming literally every second of every day. Like, her streams now are 3 hours long. She streams once or twice a day. She doesn't put out videos anymore. She just streams constantly, which is great for like background content, right? It's great for noise. Apparently, a lot of people are upset with this format because it's not like short bursts anymore, but you know, it's whatever. I find it interesting. People like to live comment on her streams in the beauty parlor chat on the forum, and that's always fun to look at and participate in. But meanwhile, well, I should explain that on her streams, she has become horny. Something has happened to her. I think I mentioned this last stream, but she started doing diabetic medication, and I think that her estrogen is dropping, so her testosterone is more prevalent in comparison, and testosterone is you're horny. So she has been looking for D for weeks now. She streams hours a day talking about the guys she's talking to on Tinder, where they're from, what they're like, what she wants to do to them, how she wants to go to Europe and fuck every guy in the entire continent. That's her streams now. And I mean, it's definitely a change of pace. It's very like it's completely broken the cycle. It's changed the format. It broke new ground, as I like to say. And so I don't know. I'm watching it play out. She got depressed because she got stood up for a date. She gets blocked, and then she blocks other people, and now she's talking to a guy from Croatia. She was talking to a guy from Serbia at some point. She met one guy who was a black guy from Morocco who had lived in Belgium, and I think wanted to meet her because she set her location to like talk to people in Europe on Tinder. So he only knew French, and I think that Morocco still speaks some French because it was a French colony for a long time. So I'm just imagining. I imagine there are some French people who listen to this, and I want to know how skin crawling just the idea of a Moroccan man speaking French Belgian or Belgian French to a Canadian woman who only sort of speaks Quebec French. I want you to imagine that conversation in your head, and I want you to think about. I want you to tell me how much it makes your skin crawl to even imagine, because that's what's actively happening with Chantal and this Moroccan guy. I hate the French language on its own. I don't need the other stuff. Well, good for you, another guy. Frog Bros, I don't feel so good. Okay, so I have commissioned. I have requested. I put out a feeler to get this fan art. And the person who made it went way over the fucking top. I really expected like a paint fill, just some line art and a paint fill to fit the meme format. But here we have the Virgin Lynn versus the Chad Tal. On the left, we have Virgin Lynn. Her hair is curled up in a little poo. I don't know if that's intentional, but her hair bun looks like a poo. Looking down, defeated in her scooter. And on the right is the Chad Tal. She's got a bees shirt on. Her fupa. Normally, the Chad's balls are so massive that they swing between his thighs, and he has to do a stride to even compensate. But Chantal literally has this in the form of a fupa that dangles forlorn between her thighs. So she has to compensate when she walks, and you can literally feel it when you watch her streams and she's walking. It feels like you're on a camel or something, and you're rocking back and forth on a land boat. So Virgin Lynn eats plain carbs. That's her staple meal. She likes to eat like a fucking Chinaman. She likes to eat like a whole village of Chinamen and just eat nothing but rice. Chad Tal indulges the foreign cuisine, including pizza, which is the best food. Virgin Lynn can't stream for even 30 minutes without showing what a huge bitch she is and deleting it. The Chad Tal live streams 6 hours a day every day and only takes them down for copyright reasons. Virgin Lynn can't even speak English. Chad Tal speaks English, French, and has invented her own language of spastic tics. If you've ever watched her stream, she likes to like randomly scream at her cats. She'll be talking mid-sentence perfectly. They'll be like, Beezer, Sam, Shammy Sham, Beezer, Sham. Just like completely fucking random, apropos of nothing. The cat hasn't done anything. He's just sitting there, like jumps up on the table and she like spazzes out. And now that she's in real life streaming, she will do this in a park with nobody around her. There's no cats. There's no people. She will just be walking down the fucking room, and then we'll be like, Shammy, Sham, 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 poo-poo's in the kitchen, Sham. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So I'm assuming that she's actually speaking a different language that she has constructed, like Esperanto. Virgin Lynn uses a Scooty Puff to even go to Walmart. Chad Tal will gallant through parks. She has basically conquered this piece of Canadian clay. It's a war memorial for the War of 1812, and she is just like parking her car there and walking around in the middle of nowhere at this memorial just because she can. So she has conquered this war memorial. The Virgin Lynn gets no sexual attention, even from her girlfriend. Quite sad. The Chad Tal has several men in the cuck shed, which Pete and Karate Joe sit in. Karate Joe, literally, I've mentioned him before, but he is still there. He will go to her chat, and he will cry about her trying to hook up with men from Croatia and shit, and he just sits there and he whines about it, and she keeps saying like, no, I'm not gonna fuck you, I'm not gonna date you, I don't like the distance, while she's texting someone from fucking Croatia. She's like, no, sorry, Karate Joe, you're too far away from me for that. Virgin Lynn has the dainty girl hole. She says that she's never been penetrated by anything, whereas the Chad Tal is a sexual tyrannosaur, just like me. Virgin Lynn only eats off camera. She does. She pity eats. She'll cut the camera off and stuff her fat fucking face. And then the Chad Tal doesn't give a fuck. She'll eat everything. She'll eat the worst fucking food that a diabetic person could ever possibly eat. And she's just like, if you got a problem with it, turn the camera off, you fuckers. So that's the current situation. The current Amber Lynn, Chad Tal situation. I would actually like this with an extra virgin, the Virgin Life by Jen, but the Virgin Life by Jen is this is actually a perfect meme for representing the Virgin Life by Jen, because Life by Jen has actually deleted her fucking channel to stir up some bullshit drama by pretending to leave the internet. So she doesn't get represented because she's currently deleted her channel. She's so virginous that she doesn't even get to be on the meme. There was something else I was going to say. Ooh. Oh, that's going to kill me. That's going to kill me. I thought it was something to say. And then it lost me. There's something about Chantal. Something about Chantal walking through the parks. Yeah, fuck, I guess it's just gone. I can talk about Pete's. Pete's is really funny because he's oh, did I play the clip of last week? Was this a week ago where he does the I used to bone her on the reg thing? I'll play it again anyways. I'll play it again. Cuz it's really fucking funny to me.
Thanks,
Yep.
I just put it up.
I used to
Oh, yeah.
bone her on the regular. But not anymore.
Please don't say that.
He's like in his recent appearance, he doesn't appear on stream as much anymore, and when he does appear on stream, he's really angry. Like, he's really angry. He used to be kind of spurgy about shit, but kind of easygoing. And the only time he really got upset was when he was talking about U.S. politics, because he does absolutely fucking nothing but read Twitter all day, every day. So his entire brain. Imagine if you just like took an AI and like a machine learning program and just fed it tweets. Like, that's Pete's basically. He's a human ML bot fed off fucking trannies complaining on Twitter. So that's the only time he gets angry. But now in streams, like, he doesn't talk about anything, and he just like is really snarky and pissy, and is like, "No, I don't want to be on stream. No, I don't want to eat with you. No, I'm busy. Bye." And he goes back upstairs to the cuck shed. And he sets it out. He wants to choke her fat neck. He knows his place, though. He knows that would be very un-PC of him to literally murder a woman, so he can't do it. He'll ride out the rest of his days in the cuck shed. I felt like there was something I was gonna say, but I lost it. Oh well. Where are my coins? Oh my god, I need to de-stress. Got myself all wound up, yelling at people, yelling about the pedophiles and shit. Coins are in the art process. It's going to take a long time, just so you know. If you bought one, you have to be patient. I'm capping it at a certain amount, and there's less than 100 left for sale. I'll be canceling some orders that are double spins and sorting that out, but it's ending soon, basically. Then it goes from art process, creating the brass die, takes a couple weeks, and then they will start producing the coins, and then there's distribution. So it's still a ways out. The next sale for like October shit will probably start by the time everyone gets their coins, just so you know. I think that's it. I have some notes here about politics, and I'm just going to completely skip over it because I don't give a fuck. I don't think anyone cares. Russia might invade Ukraine. This is my note. Okay, I'm just going to read it. Israel wants war with Iran. China wants Taiwan. And Russia wants Ukraine. The United States supports none of these. So if they all happen at once, it would be a really interesting position that the U.S. finds itself in. I would suggest buying gold in cryptocurrency. That is the end of the political discussion for the stream. I hope you've enjoyed. Bye-bye. Oh, this is I can't believe I have never played this song before, but I'm gonna play it with the music video because I like the music video too. This is Capital by Lapis Trubietskoy. See you next week. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.
Я ем на обед золотые слитки, бриллиантовый десерт, нефтяные сливки, мне имя Вильзевул, хозяин стратосферы, я нереальный кул, мой респект без меры. В левой руке Сникерс, в правой руке Марс, мой пиар-менеджер Карл Маркс. В левой руке Сникерс, в правой руке Марс, мой пиар-менеджер Карл Маркс. Капитал, 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 капитал. Я ем города, морями запиваю, моя борода небо заслоняет, громы, молнии, туманы, дожди. Мои ботинки лижут министры и вожди. В левой руке Сникерс, в правой руке Марс, мой пиар